Greetings everyone, Joseph James here. It's December 8th, 2009. Here's your nightly newsletter, courtesy of SchoolTrade.com. Guys, we are on fire in live trade room. 106 ticks here, 2, 4, 6 total trades. 49.65 of course for the month of December. 9:07 we got our day started here guys on crude. As you can see, 5 out of the 6 trades we took today were on crude. Now guys, we gave you a heads up yesterday in the newsletter. What did we talk about last night? We talked about this morning, 9 o'clock, the Bank of Canada rate decision. Of course, up in Canada, our friends to the north, their biggest export is crude oil. So of course, when Bank of Canada is announcing rate decisions, Curtis, it's a lot like the Federal Reserve on Fed Day, announcing their rate decisions. So of course, highly correlated to the dollar, which means it's going to impact crude. And of course, we saw a ton of volatility today, guys. We had a heads up though. We knew today was coming. 9:07, we got our day started, guys. Short-term trend here was to the upside. Now, as you guys know here, we got started 2 steps short. Again, short-term trend here was up. Now, we had just broken above this big round number. And the big round number here is 73 even. We broke above the big round number, and of course, we started kind of looking for a breaker pattern long up here above the 73.20 level. Well, as you can see, we didn't get any breaker patterns. Nothing broke above that 73.26 level, as you can see there. And we came, of course, crashing back down. Counter trend trade here. We marked up our swing low 73.18, and here at 7 minutes past the hour, 2-step short. Of course, 2-step pattern, guys, a trend reversal pattern. 73.17 was the fill. We took, of course, here. Now, this was kind of an interesting situation here. Took a +5, a +8, and then a +14 for a 32 ticks, guys, on our first trade of the day. Now, we got our second trade only a couple minutes later. Now, guys, remember, a 2-step pattern is a trend reversal pattern. So when a trend is reversing, well, then we're going to be able to trade with the trend after. So, of course, at 9:07, we took our 2-step short. Then we continued with that short-term trend being to the downside now. Of course, reversing this trend, right? Short-term trend was up. Now it's being reversed now to the downside. And, of course, we break below that big round number of 73 even. We make a swing low here at 72.96. And we make a nice big bounce and then took the trade right below the swing low. 9:11, of course, was the time. Breaker pattern was the setup. A trend continuation pattern there. Of course, 72.95 was the fill. We took a +4, +8, +2, totaling 18 ticks there for 180 bucks. So 32 ticks on the first trade, 18 here on the second, and in a matter of 5 minutes, we were up $500 here in the live trade room. Now, what was great about this morning is this is one of those trade patterns that set up nice and slow. A ton of our guests and almost every one of our members grabbed at least a portion of these things here this morning. Keep moving, guys. Here, of course, now the third and fourth trades today, still here on crude. Now, it seems like these trades came in bunches a little bit here, 9:44. Of course, half an hour later, we've now made it through the U.S. Open at 9:30. And we had some back-to-back, what we would call kind of scratch trades, some small winners here. But as you can see, short-term trend here is down as we break below this 72.75 level up here. We mark up our swing low here at 71. Now at this time, guys, as you can see here on your chart, we were experiencing very choppy markets. I mean, we really had things slowing down, very choppy here on crude. As you can see, right, the chart doesn't lie. So we really didn't get much of any extension on this move, but you know what? This is, of course, exactly why we manage our trades the way we do. Remember, guys, it's very important we are able to account for days like this. We're not going to have big days where we have large trending moves. We're going to have days where we're going to have these small, choppy moves. So we're going to have to sacrifice some of the big winners sometimes to be able to capitalize on some of these small, choppier days and not get beat up by the market all day long. So, of course, we have a very simple way of managing our trades to make sure we don't let days like today get us too choppy when the market starts to look like this. But 71, of course, our swing low, we got in just a couple ticks below that, 72.68 on a breaker pattern here at 9:44, +4, +1. Of course, my first target's +4. When I hit my first target, I'll move my stop down to my point of entry, -1 tick on this short trade. Of course, 10 ticks, guys, 100 bucks. So we've got 500 bucks in our pocket so far. That adds another 100 bucks, so now we're 600. And then now at 9:50, right, we're going to add another 100 bucks. So we're about $700, guys, this morning before 10 o'clock. It was obviously a phenomenal day. Now, this was a pretty interesting situation here, guys, because on the 9:50 trade, we had, again, the short-term trend now rocketing back up. And, of course, wouldn't you know it, right? Sideways market. If you look at this fast time frame here, you can see, guys, we've really got some double tops here, double bottoms. We're really not seeing much of a trend at all. But, of course, our methodology is simple enough to be able to, of course, trade with the trend, trade trend reversals, and you're seeing this right now, guys. At 9:44, we took the trend continuation pattern, the breaker. Now the trend reverses, goes back to the upside here. You'll notice we've got a couple things, of course, overhead. We have the 72.93, this red line. We have a couple of these trend lines here we draw by hand. So, of course, we're seeing lots of overhead resistance, guys, about the 72.94 level. We marked up our swing low here, 85, so price, of course, bounces off of these levels of resistance. Marks a swing low here, 85. We get below the trigger line, and, of course, here our fill, guys, at 82, +4, +1, and we grabbed our 10 ticks again. So 20 ticks here, guys, in this little batch of trades, 50 ticks in the previous batch, and as you guys can see, these things are really piling up here fast on us. We're up 70 ticks so far here, and we've still got 2 more trades to go. The final trade on crude here was at 10:30. Now this, guys, another breaker pattern here, a trend continuation pattern. We, of course, have looking for a breaker pattern long up top here. Didn't get it. Didn't really get a chance to grab the 2-step short here because we had some relatively choppy price action this late in the morning. We did, however, though, once the trend kind of found its way to the downside, marked up this swing low below the 73 even level, right? Big round number there, 73 even. We got the 98 swing low. Of course, we ended up getting in here at 95 once we grabbed some big sellers jumping in. We grabbed a +4, +8, and a +6 here. So, of course, first target's +4, second target's +8, and we trail our stop to trail and lock in 6 more ticks. Guys, 22 ticks total. You can add them up, guys, another $220. So at this point, we're 92 ticks in, and we're looking great for the day, right? We're just shy of $1,000, and we really were kind of sitting on our hands waiting for the perfect patterns at this point. We had no real desire to risk anything. We had Obama speaking, Trichet had been speaking all morning, so it was pretty much at that point kind of a bunch of chop and slop here. We were able to grab one more, though, as you guys can see on the gold, just to finish up our day here. We couldn't give all the love to the crude market. We had to give something to the gold, right? Gold's a trader's best friend. Here at 11 o'clock, this again was a trend reversal pattern. And again, guys, you've got to be able to take advantage of days where we get trending or we have choppy sideways environments. As you can see, we took a bunch of breakers, right? Continuation patterns, and we've took our fair share of reversal patterns. When we see price reverse, it's one of the easiest times to be able to see that shift in momentum and be able to take this thing to the downside. So once again, we can see here, guys, we had, of course, the short-term trend was up. We skipped a breaker pattern here just above the 1151.5 level. Didn't have enough speed of the tape. Momentum was pointing down, if you guys recall. And then, of course, we started looking at this level of resistance up here around 1154.5. Well, of course, as you can see, we didn't break above that 54.5 level. We did, however, though, mark a swing low here at 53.4. Now, one key component, guys, is that we had to get below this yellow line here, right? Our trigger line. Had to get below that. So I'm watching my filter time and sales window, looking for those big sellers jumping in just below that 53.3, 53.2 level here. And of course, that's exactly where we got filled here. 53.2 was the fill on a 2-step short. So trend reversal, right? Short-term trend was up. We mark the swing low. We take the break of that swing low for the 2-step short. A +4, +3, +3. Kind of a funky little price action set there. We really saw price action die when we got into the trade after our first target. So we started dumping contracts just because things were not going anywhere anytime fast. And momentum was pointing up against us. MACD was above the 0 line, so we started dumping in contracts, obviously. And we ended up getting 14 ticks here, guys, for another $140. Add them all up, as you guys can see, 106 ticks. Not a single loss in the day. Kind of surprising. We usually have some sort of loss in there somewhere. But nothing but winners today, guys. 106 ticks. Just shy of $1,100. Let's prep for tomorrow. Wednesday, December 9th, 2009. Let's talk about 8:20 gold, euro, pound opens, 9 o'clock crude, 9:30 U.S. open. Of course, we don't get into any real news events till 10 o'clock. We have our October wholesale inventories. 10:30, we have our crude oil inventories. And, of course, 10:30, we'll be looking, obviously, for our crude and our gold markets to heat up then. And 11 o'clock tomorrow, we'll transition into lunch. Let's recap. Live trade room opens up tomorrow at 7:45 Eastern Time, guys. On our YouTube page, if you're watching the video on the YouTube page, right below this video in the description, there's 2 links. One for our 12-month track record, the other to register for our 3-week trial. Don't forget, free webinars on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Tomorrow's a Thursday, so make sure you guys, tomorrow's a Wednesday, so no webinar tomorrow. On Thursday, though, 11:30, we'll do our next webinar. Guys, remember, the beginner's course has all the stops, targets, time frames, everything you guys need to know we're doing in the live trade room. And the last day of trading is December 11th, 2009. Hope the video helps tonight, guys. My name is Joseph James. We're having a great month of December. Don't miss a tick tomorrow, live trade room, 7:45. We'll see you guys then. Bye-bye for now.